All right, everybody. This is the review of the elevation and depression word problems. So it's really the trig word problems. Okay. So what we're doing here is taking a word problem, making a triangle, and then solving it the same way you solved it before. Okay. This is the review of Wednesday's homework. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a practice today on Monday. This might be posted Sunday night, but on Monday, okay? And then Wednesday, I'm gonna give you a quote unquote quiz. What I wanna do, and guys, don't panic. Don't panic. Your grade won't go down, all right? What I wanna do is give you a chance to raise your grade significantly, all right? We talk about all the time in our class, the grades are weighted. So if you're doing the homework, that's like 5 points at a time. But how do we make a significant difference in your grade? Let's raise the quiz score, and then maybe the next time I'll put it in the test score. I'll do that just to like rotate, like one quiz, one test, one quiz. It won't really be a test, or it won't really be a quiz. It'll just be covering everything we're doing. So I'm trying to help your grade, so don't panic. But what I might want to do, just to give you an idea, you might do the answers on a Google form. I got to think about how to do it. I did it for my other class, but I might do it a little differently. So you'll get a sheet that looks just like this, but for the answer key, you'll do it on a Google form. So maybe, just a thought, you're going to want to have your iPad and be doing this, like you would normally do a worksheet in class. But then your phone, have the Google form open, so you like type the answer in on your phone. Just a thought. Or maybe do you do split screen? Some of you guys are, not some, most of you guys are better at that, thinking about that kind of stuff than I am. So just have an idea if that's where we're going for the week. We're just going to practice Monday, quote unquote quiz on Wednesday. And again, don't panic about the grade. Do not worry. And then we'll start something a little new on the following Monday. All right, so that's the whole week. Okay. All right, so anyway, let's get into this. Brian's kite is flying above a field at the end of a 65 meter of string. The angle of elevation. Okay, so that's what I wanted. I wanted elevation, so I know to draw my triangle like this. Okay. Now, 70 degrees is the angle. Okay. You could put it E there because it's elevation. It'll always look like that, all right? But because we have a number, I'm going to get rid of that E, okay? All right, Brian is holding the kite 1.2 meters off the ground. How high above the ground is the kite? Okay, so we're looking for the height, okay? But here's the thing. The dude is holding the kite, okay? So here's his hand. You guys got to love my stick figures. I wish I was in school for this. It's so much fun, okay? All right, so there's the height. Okay, but here's the ground down here. Well, let me erase that so we don't mess up the next question. Okay, here's the ground. Okay, but your triangle is up in the air. Okay, because the kite string stops at your hand, not at the ground. So then Brian is holding the kite 1.2 meters off the ground. So this is 1.2. So we're going to find our height, and then we're going to add height plus 1.2 at the end. Let me go over here. Height plus 1.2. Okay, so then that's going to be our answer at the end. All right, now let's go back to the story. Brian is flying a kite above a field at the end of a 65 meter string. Okay, guys, when you're flying a kite, the string doesn't go straight up in the air. That's the angle. Okay, so here's the string. Okay, here's the kite. Okay, all right. If it was a kite at my house, it would probably be a PJ Masks, or maybe Daniel Tiger has been a big one lately. All right, so anyway, 65. Okay. All right, so here we go. Opposite over hypotenuse. Okay. Guys, this is tricky. The word problems are tricky, no doubt. No doubt the word problems are tricky. I'm thinking you guys should be getting pretty good at like understanding that this is the opposite side and that's the hypotenuse side, okay? So as you're doing this and you're like, God, these word problems are weird and I get confused, I totally get it, all right? The word problems would be a lot easier to do in person when I could like walk around and help people. All right. Shoot me your email questions. I'll do the, you're doing the best you can. I'm doing the best I can. Quarantine's not perfect. All right. But we'll get through it. But word problems is something that's like, this is not easy. Okay. But hopefully we're getting to like labeling the sides and understanding. All right. So again, even though we've done this, for a couple weeks now, SOHCAHTOA. So opposite over hypotenuse, I want sine. So sine 70 equals. Now, this tells you everything. O first, H second. So H is on top. Hypotenuse 65 is on the bottom. Okay. Now, because H is on the bottom, or H, I'm sorry, scratch that. H is on top, so I'm going to multiply. Now, guys, this symbol right here, that infinity symbol, that's the calculator I bought. The symbol that you would download is different. The calculator is the same, but I bought the, like, I bought the, the not free version. All right. I think it's just, there's nothing we needed on there. There's nothing we need on there, but it's just, like, I think they make you watch ads. So, you don't want to watch ads. Okay. So 65 divided by, no, I'm sorry. H is on top, so you multiply. 65 times sine 70. Okay. I think I gotta go to calculator. 65 times sine 70. All right. 61.1. Okay. And then we're going to add 1.2. Okay. Plus 1.2. So 62.3 meters. Okay. Guys, we're only adding because they gave us this extra number that's saying he's off the ground. If they don't give us that extra number, that doesn't matter. Okay. Oop, that's my kids' Facebook something. I don't know. All right. From an airplane at an altitude of 1,200 feet, the angle of depression. Okay. So, guys, I'm scanning the problem. Now, I did look at these last week, but when I go through these, I'm like, I didn't do these 10 minutes ago. I'm doing them live so that you're seeing me, like walk through the problem and figure out what you need. So from an airplane, so you're thinking the airplane's in the air, but okay, 1,200 feet, angle of depression. Okay, so the word depression, that's how you know what to do. Okay. To a rock on the ground measures 28 degrees. Okay, so 28 degrees. Here's the rock. Here's the plane. Okay. Now, here's what's weird about a depression. Okay. The plane height is actually here. Okay. But that's not part of our triangle. So this 1,200 meters is actually goes over here because this number and this number are always the same. And then the same thing with this number down here is the same as that number. Find the distance from the plane to the rock. So from the plane to the rock, not the ground distance, but the distance from the plane to the rock. So I'm going to call that x. Okay. All right. So opposite over hypotenuse, sine. I drew over it like an idiot. Sine 28 equals 1,200 divided by x. All right. So 1,200 divided by sine 28. Okay. 2556.1 what? Meters. Okay. I can make a Google form, and this is when I keep thinking about the quiz. I can make a Google form, grade it for me, and you would know right away how many right. You would know. I don't know that you would know which ones. Maybe you do. I'm not sure. But with the rounding, I'm nervous because like I got to put a right answer in, and then like if you round it wrong, but you get the right answer, then it marks it wrong. So I got to think about how to do it. I might have you do it, and then I'll still hand grade it, but that would be an easier way for me to hand grade. All right, but anyway, from the point on the ground of a 12, from a point on the ground of a 12-foot from the base of a flagpole, the angle of elevation. Okay, all right, so as soon as you see elevation, there you go. That's a terrible picture. All right, here's your flag, okay? So point on the ground to the flagpole, okay? From a point on the ground 12 feet from the base of the flagpole, okay? So here's the flagpole, but here's the top, okay? And here's the base. So base doesn't mean the whole bottom. Base just means the bottom of the flagpole, okay? But 12 feet from the base, so that's 12, okay? And the angle is 53. This is the only place the angle goes. How tall is the flagpole? Okay, so what do we got here? Opposite over adjacent. Okay, so tangent 53 equals x over 12. So 12 times 12 times tangent 53. 15.9 feet. Okay. From a plane flying due east at 265 meters above sea level, the angle of depression of two ships sailing due east measures 35 and 25. Oh, I told you to skip that one. Oh, you know what, guys? So always round to 1 decimal. Okay. And then what I think I'll do on this answer key thing, I can put multiple answers in. So like this one here, you know, I'll go 59.9, and then if you round it up, I'll go 16.0, but always put 1 decimal in. All right, but if you don't do that, I'm gonna mark it wrong. Okay, guys, this one, if they give you the picture, you don't even need, you don't even need the story. Okay, so opposite over hypotenuse. A lot of the word problems are gonna be tangent. Okay, so sometimes they got to like make a kite problem, and then the kite string is the hypotenuse. Okay, because like a lot of times, like in real life, like you are standing away from the wall, and the wall has, you know, a sign on the side of the wall, like up the wall. Like, so like what's the angle or something, but like how do you measure the diagonal? Like a lot of times this is imaginary. So, but here it's the kite string, okay? So, a lot of times it's tangent, so they kind of got to get like creative to make sure it's not always tangent. All right, 100 times sine 52. All right, now I know we're not in school, so like it's hard for me to like judge like how good you are with these other things. But I'm guessing after you practice this a whole bunch, this is not what's hard. Or even like to get from, this is point A, this is point B, this is point C. Getting from A to B to C is not hard, but getting from the word problem to the picture, that might be hard, which I totally get. Okay. All right. The man on top of a vertical cliff, angle of depression. Okay. So sometimes these word problems are super like confusing. So start with the keyword depression. Okay. All right. Of an object that is level with the base of the cliff is 34 degrees. Okay, so 34 degrees goes there. How far is the object from the base of the cliff? The object to the base of the cliff. Okay, so this is the height, which is the same as this. So if this is the base, then so is this. Okay. All right. So then how far is the object from the base? So if this is x, then so is this. Okay. The cliff is 40. Okay. But in a depression, this is 40, but you got to move it over here and put that 40. Okay. Now, the problem is if you use this triangle, okay, then that angle's not 34 anymore. Then this would be 90 minus 34. This would be like 56. Okay, So you don't want that. So that's why you're going to move the x up here and the 40 over there. All right, opposite over adjacent. I told you it's a ton of tangent. Tangent 34 equals 40 over x. 40 divided by tangent 34. 59.3 what? Meters. Okay. An airplane takes off 200 yards in front of us, 600. I don't need a story. All right. Opposite over adjacent. OA. Tangents. X equals 60 over 200. Okay. All right. So because I'm looking for an angle, I don't use tangent. I use tangent inverse. Okay. So second. When I hit second, see that tangent -1? Tangent -1, 60 divided by 200. Guys, all these buttons are on like the iPhone calculator, but the iPhone calculator is terrible. Okay? Again, round to 1 decimal. All right. A 14-foot ladder is used to scale up a 13-foot wall. What is the angle of elevation? All right, so as soon as you see an elevation, okay, as soon as you see an elevation, all right, you draw a triangle like that. At what angle? You don't know the angle, so I'm going to call it E for elevation. Okay, the wall is 13 feet, but the ladder is 14 feet. Okay, think about it. The hypotenuse has to be the biggest side, so the ladder has to be bigger than the wall. Well, not bigger than the whole wall. The ladder has to be bigger than, than the length that you're going up. All right, so opposite over hypotenuse. Sine E equals 13 over 14. So second sine, because we're looking for angles, second sine 13 divided by 14. Guys, I've said this before. You're going to be sick of hearing me say this. But because I could actually see what I typed in the calculator, that's why I like this calculator. The iPhone calculator doesn't do that. It's terrible. Okay? And if we were in school, or if you screenshotted me something, or if you Snapchatted your friend something, you know, your friend could see what you typed in. If you use like the phone calculator, you don't get to see, so that's like it doesn't work well. All right, last one. Same thing here. Opposite over hypotenuse. Sine x equals 2 over 5. All right, so second sine 2 divided by 5. 23.6 degrees. Okay? All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you think I made a mistake. I will post an assignment to review. Yeah, I will post an assignment to review. I won't even post a video. And then I'll post more instructions on how to take the quiz on Wednesday. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye.